Page 21, Tats. Very famous melody that's used in military quite a bit. Usually at the end of the day, when the day's winding down and people are going to sleep, this is basically the thing that's played that tells you to go to sleep. It's also used at funerals, I guess. I don't know. So let's go through the process for learning a piece of music that I use, and let's see what we get. I look it over, I see it's 3 lines long. Treble and bass clef. 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. So go ahead and do the scales for G major and E minor, because E minor has 1 sharp also. At least 1 octave up and down, and it's the trill exercise that you really need the most there. At 4/4 time signature, we have a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 4, so the other 3 beats have to be someplace, and if you look at the last measure, it has 3 counts in it, so we're okay. Now this is for left hand alone. Okay. First we get the rhythm and the notes and all that. So we're starting here, 3rd finger, and then on the dotted half note it's here. So the thumb is up here. Rather than here, we're here. That's 4 and 1, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. They want you to come up here, move here. See these notes? That's part of a G chord. And then the next one, it's here. It's still a G chord. All of this is a G chord, but it's a different inversion. Okay, and that's all we're doing. So you just lift up, move. 1, 2, and 3, and. Get the idea? Now in measure 5, you're up here, and they want you to come down here. And that's okay, you can do that, because that's what we've been doing. But I typically wouldn't. Here, this one, measure 5, I would reach out the little finger, I would just reach down to the octave, to here. So I'm in this position, and these are the fingers that would play those notes then, because it's a G chord. And that's the fingering I would use. So it's, and then 2, 3, 5. However, the fingering in the book is fine if you'd rather have it. Measure 6, last line, you're here, 1 and 2, and then 3rd finger. Okay, and then the last measure, just lift up and come down. That's okay. You can, if you want, a little more advanced fingering is rather than 3rd finger, use 2nd finger on the 8th note, so it's here. And 1, 4, 1 here. This way your little finger is ready to go. That's how I would typically finger it, but the fingering in the book is fine if you'd rather. So once I have the notes and the rhythm and the fingering worked out, and I think about the articulation, which here you can lift up between the slurs. You have to move in most cases, so you have to lift up here. Lift up, lift up. That's fine if you want to slur or lift up. And measure 5. You can connect this if you want. If you want to connect all that together, that's fine. They're showing a lift up because of the fingering. But I wouldn't. I think I would connect all that together. So starting with the 8th note, so measure 4 here. Here all the way to here. The dotted 8th note or dotted half note. I would connect all that together. Now once I have the articulation, I think about the dynamics. Soft at the beginning, whatever you think soft is. And then in measure 3, you see at the end of the measure you have a hairpin to get louder, so you're soft. Go up to about a moderately soft. Just go up a little bit. And now you're moderately loud there for the 8th notes. And then come back down. I'd come down about a moderately soft there in measure 6. And then you can just go ahead and go down to soft now. So it's measure 5 and moderately loud, a little loud, now moderately soft. Now go on down to soft. Because that last one is very soft. Yeah. That's how I interpret it. See, they don't always put these hairpins, arrows, exactly where they go. Listen to the music and what makes musical sense as to when you should be getting louder and softer. This is one of the things you can do when you're doing the scales, I should say. Practice the dynamics. How soft can you play a scale without using the soft pedal? It's really important. Just real soft. Just try and make it just so you can hardly hear it. Very light here, and that prepares you for this kind of stuff. So you can just a nice light. You're kind of stroking the key gently. Let the wrist collapse or come up a little bit. Yeah. Now there's a fermata at the end where you hold that out however long you choose to hold it out. If I do it with a metronome, I'll just hold it for 6 counts instead of 3. I just double it. The fermata in the top staff, that's just so you can keep both hands together. They need a fermata in each staff. In theory, we're hanging on to that third beat indefinitely. That's what it means. Then I think about the speed, and this is at the end of the day. You don't drag it. Because on piano, that doesn't work. Because the piano, you hit a note and it dies away. You hit a note and it dies away. So when you play really slow, that just, blah. So it needs to flow, but flow slow. Yeah. Now they've added pedal. See, I learned the whole thing fine without pedal first to make sure the hands or fingers are doing what they need to do. And then I add pedal. I want to listen to the effect the pedal is having to the sound. And is that it? Do I want that effect or do I want to change it? Because how I pedal has to do with interpretation. It's like the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's go to here, go to here, here, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. All of these eighth notes are like pickup beats. Pedaling, how do I pedal? I don't know. First, we'll try it the way it's written and see what it sounds like. So it's going to be that lag pedaling, or the overlap where the hands do their thing first and then the pedal. So at the beginning, right after I play the dotted half note, push it. See, they got the line right under the note. That would mean push it down there. No, push it down right after you play the note. And then change it after you play the next dotted half note. Get the idea? That's their pedaling. And if that's okay with you, fine. If you're not listening too carefully, that sounds... Yeah. I don't care for it myself. I think we can do better. I don't like messing this up. I don't want all that. It just, to me, that just messes it up. Well, what I can do in that case, because the only part of pedaling that showed you is this change pedal. Right? Well, I'm more interested in the sound of the music. So I'm going to make it harder. It's what I do. I enjoy it. So all I'm going to really do is I'm going to pedal the dotted half notes. The idea is, one of the reasons we pedal is to give the longer held notes color. We add the overtones so they're a little more interesting. Otherwise, when you play a longer held note, it just sits there and dies away. But if you add the overtones, now you got other things going on. It's a little more interesting or less boring. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pedal the dotted half notes. I'm going to lift it up with the hand so I hear the silence between the phrases. So on measure 3, I pedaled the quarter notes, although I didn't need to. But I did because it helps to bring them out a little bit. They're on the natural accents. So. And then in measure 5, I did not pedal those quarter notes. I want those clean. Measure 6, you could pedal those eighth notes because they're repeated and I'd like to connect them. And that's one of the things we use pedal for, connect notes that you can't. Here. And I would change the pedal at the end too. So that last note is by itself because we want to die away here. I want to lose all that other sound. So now that I've messed that up, what I did was I pedaled the dotted half note at the beginning. Here, and I lift it up with the hand so I don't pedal the eighth notes. But I pedal the dotted half note. And I'm pedaling the quarter notes, measure 3. Lift it up. In measure 5, I don't pedal the quarter notes. And here I could pedal these. And then I change the pedal on the last measure because I want to lose the sound before. It's very quiet there. I don't want all that other stuff. That's interpretation. It's just the way I would do it. Somebody else would do it differently, and that's wonderful. I think it'd be boring if everybody always played it the same. You do whatever your teacher's telling you to do. That's how you experiment with the sound and the pedal, and what is the effect the pedal has on the sound. Let's play this together very slowly. It's slow anyway, just to check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to pedal it like I suggested. I'll give us 2 counts, 3 counts, because we're coming on beat 4. Yeah, we're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. 1, ready, and go, and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3 and. 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 2 and 3